afternoon, folks. Big Bo here with another great Class A diesel trade-in value from Parkway RV Center. Folks, I've been in this RV now for the last 2 or 3 hours, playing around with it, checking everything on it. I'm about to show you an incredible machine right here. The best buy, I believe, on the diesel in today's market for under $30,000. Folks, I've been through this thing. I've cranked everything up, I've checked it, it's ready to go. This is a 1995 Monaco Dynasty. This is a 38-foot with a 300 horse C83 Cummins diesel engine. And for those of you who know diesels, that is the 300 horsepower mechanical Cummins turbo diesel. Folks, this rig was traded in on a Newmar. The man that traded this in, he was an elderly gentleman. This was his 21st RV. 21st RV, and I thought I'd owned a bunch. The guy knew what he was doing, to say the least. Folks, I'll be honest with you. I know this is an older motor home, but they don't make them like this anymore. This in its day, in 1995, stickered for $183,000. Which is a lot of money today, but today this would be a $500,000 motor home if it was new today. Prices have gone up that much. So to me, the fact that you can buy this unit, and I'm talking about, folks, I can't hardly find anything in it that doesn't work. I found 2 lights in it I've got to put bulbs in. Other than that, folks, I can't find nothing that doesn't work. I've got the generator running. It's a 7500 Onan Diesel Generator. This has got the 300 horsepower C83, which is the big 8.3 liter turbo diesel. And it's the mechanical one, so it doesn't have all that anti-pollution stuff and DEF fluid and all that stuff that robs horsepower, that robs torque, and shortens engine lives like the newer diesels have. This is an 8.3. It's got 300 horsepower, 860 pound-feet of torque. Which you need it because this is the heavy coach. And good thing about it, folks, I had a Navigator years ago with this same motor. You can spend you about $3,000 or $4,000, have the Banks package put on it, which is it's a different fuel plate, and it also has it's got a different intake for the hot side of the turbo, and it increases these 300 horse mechanical Cummins to 375. And increases the torque to almost 1,000 pound-feet of torque. So the 300 horse 860 torque in it now is more than enough. I've driven this coach. I ran 75 miles an hour up the interstate with it, and it just took it like a boy dog. But if you do want to put the Banks power package in it, you know, it $3 or $4 grand, you can gain quite a bit of power increase. And you can't do that with these newer ones, folks. Not without spending a lot more money. Look at the exterior of this motorhome. This thing's 23 years old. Look at the striping and finish. I've got 2010 models out here that the exterior doesn't look this good. This is full body paint, painted on stripes and cleared over. Beautiful RV, folks. 22.5-inch Alcoa Wheels. Tires look great. They look very, very late model tires. The awnings, every awning is in perfect condition. This is the acrylic or the fabric material, cloth material. It matches all the way around. The door awning's great shape. The roof, it's a metal roof, it's an aluminum roof. This has got Monaco's 9-layer roof system. Extremely strong, extremely durable, and extremely well built. Even the shocks on all the outside bays work. Let me see if I can get this middle one open. I had it open earlier, and there it goes. These are heavy doors too, folks. You can tell right away how heavy those doors are. Got the sliding tray, pass-through. And I'm going to shoot a long video on this one because this motorhome deserves it. And folks, I love these older motorhomes just because of the way they're built. And the rare occasion that I get to shoot one that's in this nice of condition for this price is a rare treat. As we look around, folks, look at the body on it. The corners aren't beat up. How many 38 footers do you see that don't even have a nick or a scratch on the back corners? Got the heavy duty trailer tow package, 300 horse mechanical diesel. This was built back before Monaco even owned Holiday Rambler. Side mounted radiator, so you don't have to worry about blowing debris and stuff all over your tow vehicle. Look at these. These are all Aluma Guard awnings too. Aluma Guard door, patio, and window awnings. I mean, this was, in 1995, this was the best of the best. In 1995, the only way to get anything nicer than this one right here is to buy a Pre-vost or a Bluebird and spend about 3 times as much money. And folks, we haven't cleaned this coach. You're looking at it just how it came in. Look at the size of that outside storage bay. Look at the clean out station, folks. Look how good shape it's in. It's not beat up. You know, these things are normally cruddy, they're bad looking. This guy that had this thing, and I talked to him for a pretty good amount of time, was a fanatic about how he kept his RVs. And he said every one he's owned is like that. He said the one he bought from us will be in better shape in a month than we could get it, just because he really goes out and makes these things in incredible condition. And I believe it. But he's had 21 RVs. He's one of those guys that he buys something and keeps it for a year, maybe 2 years, and sells it. He bought this thing in early 2016, and he's retired. He's got nothing better to do, so they drove it about 4,000 to 5,000 miles, and traded it for a different one. But folks, I'm gonna tell you, I drove this coach when we traded for it. It runs great. I mean, I really can't believe, still can't believe that you can buy a motorhome like this for $29,900. I mean, compared to what it costs new, I mean, these things, even though this is a 95 model, you look them up on the internet, some of them are still well over 45,000 miles, or $45,000, and aren't near as nice as this one. Monaco Coach Corporation. This is cool. It was bought new in Tennessee. Let's look inside here, folks. I've got both air conditioners running. It feels great in here. Got the dual sofa floor plan. Lights work, airs work. Both front seats swivel for party seating. Up here in the front, the Sony backup camera works. Now, folks, I am going to tell you this. He bought this thing last year, has 64,000 some odd miles. I've got the carfax to prove it. But about 2 or 3 weeks after he bought this thing, the speedometer and the odometer quit working. Unfortunately, being this age, he couldn't find a replacement for it. So he just used his cell phone, just put a speedometer app on it and drove around with that for about 4,000 miles. Obviously, no problem. This being a 1995, folks, plus the scarcity of parts, I'm not going to fix that. It's going to be sold true miles unknown, even though it's probably less than 70,000 miles. I mean, how many miles can you put on one in 1 year's time? And I've got the carfax to show that the odometer worked with just this time last year. However, I am going to include so you don't have to use your cell phone all the time, use your data. I'm going to put a GPS speedometer in here so you know how fast you're going, and it's also got a trip meter built into it so you can keep up with your mileage. But I am selling it true miles unknown because of that. Because let's be honest with you, folks, a 95 model, any state in the United States is not going to recognize the mileage on a 95 model, even if the odometer did work. It's going to come out exempt or true miles unknown anyway on a 95 model motorhome, considering it's 23 years old. So it doesn't even matter if we put the mileage on the title. It's when you get the title back from the state with your name on the front, it's going to show exempt on the miles automatically. And that's just part of buying an older motorhome, folks. But be honest with you, it's a diesel. These motorhomes can run 500,000 miles or more if you take care of them. Mileage is not an issue. The glass looks great. That's always important on these older motorhomes because sometimes finding replacement windshields can be difficult. The glass is perfect. Look at these dark cherry solid wood cabinetry. I mean, these are very solid. That's not particle board. That's not plywood. That's solid hardwood. You've got a 2,000 watt inverter. Freedom inverter. Works great. Both sofas fold out and make a separate bed so you can sleep 4 people here. Well, I'm going to say 3 to 4 because one of them just makes a small bed. So I'm going to say 3 just to be safe. And then 2 in the back so you can sleep up to 5. Carpets look great. Look at this side by side. Refrigerator. I've had it on for the last couple hours on gas and electric. Obviously that works. Here in the, look at these beautiful marble Corian countertops. Just got a nice gloss, nice sheen to them, not cracked up. Beautiful condition. Look at this solid hardwood table, and it does have a leaf so it can extend out. Got plenty of fluorescent lighting. Like I said, the only lights I found were 2 in the back that didn't work because he had removed the bulbs from them. The ceramic tile floor looks great. It's got one little crack right there on the ceramic tile in the corner, and I'm just showing you this because, you know, for those of you who watch my videos, and you know I always show the good and the bad because no matter how nice this motorhome is, it's still 23 years old. There's still going to be imperfections in it. That's part of buying a used motorhome. That's why, you know, if I was going to make this thing brand new, then I'd want $183,000 for it. And don't even think you could buy a new Dynasty today for anything close to that. Like I said, the equivalent to this motorhome is over $500,000 now. Even the ice maker's getting cold. Now, it hasn't started to make, well, no, not yet. I was trying to see if there's any ice in it, but I'll show you real quick that it's cold. These things, it takes these things several hours before they start making ice, but I actually already feel ice in the ice cube trays starting to form. So we know this works. It's just going to take it several hours to start spitting out ice. Thermostatic controlled. Fantastic vent fans. Both air conditioners, ice cold. I mean, this is a beautiful coach. Look at the sinks in here. Those are built-in marble Corian sinks. You got to realize, folks, in 1995, $183,000 was a whole lot more money than it is today for a new motorhome. I mean, this was, like I said, without getting into a Pre-vost or a Bluebird, this was as nice as you could get without getting over that $500,000 price bracket. Corian sink back here. Porcelain RV toilet. I'm going to tell you, that air, God, that feels good. That air, of course, these people came from South Carolina that traded this in, and they're like us in Georgia. I mean, it gets hot out there. They got to have air conditioning. Look at that, folks. 40 into the 30s. And a great airflow. This unit's got washer and dryer, and I even checked it out, folks, and ran it for a few minutes. It works. Dryer gets hot, and it starts filling up with water. I'm telling you, folks. I mean, we can run this thing through the shop if you want to, but I've went through it myself. I've checked all the major systems. You can pay for this unit and take it home the same day you pay it for it. Like I said, those 2 lights in the back right there, they don't come on because there's no bulbs in them. So other than that, it's ready to go. Got a little TV back here. I mean, this guy, he was well into his 70s. Obviously, he kept the original TVs because he was like me, and I talked to him for a pretty good length. Got a lot in common with this guy. We don't go out camping to watch TV. You know, if we want to watch TV or watch college football or whatever, we sit at home and watch the big screen and from our lazy boys. If we're out outside, we're fishing, we're hiking, we're metal detecting, cooking out, anything like that, folks. I don't take an RV out and use it as a big living room. I mean, I take an RV out to enjoy the outside. There's 2 extra chairs for that table. I mean, tons of storage, folks. 38 feet long is what this thing is. Wow. Closets look absolutely beautiful. Just amazing to me, folks. You can, and it's cedar line closets too, in the top anyway. It's a beautiful motorhome, folks. And I own a 2008 Winnebago, and I, you know, I don't care if you buy this thing or not. I get paid to do videos. You know, I don't get paid to sell RVs, but I'm going to give you my personal opinion of this. I've got a 2008 38-foot Winnebago Class A myself. I'll tell you something. If I could justify it, going from a 2008 to a 95 model, if I could justify it in my head, I would take this thing home with me. That is how much I love this motorhome. And I know it's not perfect, folks. You know, it's got a couple little cracks in the dash, like around the cup holder. You know, it's not perfect. Got that little crack in the floor, but it's 23 years old. Folks, I've been in 23-year-old homes that have more damage to them from everyday use than this motorhome has. I mean, like I said, folks, there's no way you're going to go wrong with this motorhome for this price. It's top of the line back in the day, and it's still nicer than probably 80% of the motorhomes you see on the market at any price. Be honest with you, folks, this thing for a diesel is nicer than some of the diesels I have for $50,000. I mean, this is a beautiful RV. Doesn't have a slide, doesn't need one. I can't imagine a slide enhancing this thing make it any nicer than it is now. If you're looking for an RV on a budget and you want a diesel, you want something that's going to last you for a long time, I highly, highly recommend this one. Just because of the fact the guy that had it, he spent some money on it. He's kept it clean. I know he hadn't had it very long, but the people before him had it for several years. This is a nice motorhome. Remember again, folks, the speedometer, odometer doesn't work, but I will put and I've already ordered one from Amazon. I've got a GPS speedometer, and it also keeps up with mileage too. And I've used them in vehicles because I've got some classic cars and stuff that the speedometer doesn't work, and you know, I use them when I drive those. So, and be honest with you, those GPS speedometers are a whole lot more accurate than what's on your vehicle. In fact, a lot of the newer vehicles are going to GPS speedometers because of the accuracy. Anyway, folks, give us a call. This one's going to sell to the first serious buyer that sees this video, and I'm going to tell you, the first person that can buy this motorhome, that steps foot in this motorhome, is going to buy it right then and there. This is a 1995 model, so if you need to finance an RV, this is not going to be the RV for you. Most banks will not finance anything under a 2000 model. Now, you can go to your own bank or credit union. You know, they might loan $10,000 or $12,000 on this motorhome. You'll have to pay the rest with cash or trade. These older motorhomes, they're pretty much for cash buyers only. But I'm going to tell you, this 1995 model, you keep it in the condition it's in now, and you take care of it the way this RV's been taken care of for the last several years. This is the motorhome, folks, that is going to last you for decades if you take care of it, maintain it, repair it if needed. It's a Roadmaster chassis, got the air suspension, got the air dump. This is a beautiful RV, folks, and I know it's older, but for this price, you're not going to beat this anywhere. I mean, you can't even buy a decent gas burner for what you can buy this one for. This motorhome has made a lot of memories. It's got the ability to make a lot more happy memories. $29,900, haggle free, folks. I'm not taking a dime less. Folks, I won't be able to replace it for what I'm selling it for. I want you to get online and look what kind of diesels you can buy for this price and compare it to the quality of this Monaco Dynasty. The build quality, the fit and finish, the outside exterior, look how nice it looked. The inside, folks, looks immaculate. I mean, there's no way you can go wrong. I mean, this is $29.9 while it lasts. And I'm putting it on eBay. I'm going to put it on 20 of the most popular for sale websites on the internet. Somebody's going to buy this unit and buy it quickly. Just because what it is, the motor in it, which you can't get anymore thanks to the government regulations that have ruined the diesel motor industry. This is something that's dependable, it's long lasting, it's a bargain. Over $150,000 in savings, and getting a nicer motor home than most RVs on the market today that are 10, 15 years newer. And this thing's just as nice, if not nicer, and definitely better condition. I'll tell you, it's a heck of a machine, folks. Guy that had it, very experienced, obviously had a good eye when he bought this RV is all I can say. I wish I'd have got it before he got it, but you know, everything works out. 706-965-7929 is our phone number. 423-605-6747 is our after hours sales number. In fact, I may. It's got a newer, that's what I was looking at, it's got a newer Dometic thermostat. You can email us at sales@parkwayrvcenter.com, but folks, let me warn you about emailing. We answer all emails, but you got to realize we're one of the largest independently owned used RV dealerships in the United States today, and one of the oldest too. We sell almost 600 used units a year. I don't use commission salespeople because A, that creates sales pressure and trouble and games and gimmicks that nobody likes. So I do not use commission salespeople. 2, it saves you money because when you buy from a dealer that has a commission salesperson, they're making 25% of the gross profit as their commission rate. And 25, that means you're paying 25% more for the RV. And nobody likes dealing with a commission salesperson. We don't use them. Everybody here's on salary. They get paid the same whether you buy this motor home or not. Plus, this allows everybody to work together and nobody get mad because somebody stole somebody's customer or any of that penny ante stuff that commission salespeople have to deal with. That's the way our buyers like it. That's the way our salespeople like it. They know what they're getting paid every week. And of course, every salesperson here, we sell 1 to 4 units a day. So every salesperson here normally has several deals working, and they're busy. With 4 salespeople and selling almost 600 RVs a year, obviously these guys don't have a lot of time to spend behind a computer. You can learn more in a 5 or 10 minute phone conversation than 2 hours going back and forth on emails and answering and reading emails. You can learn more in 10 minutes on the phone. So please call us, folks. Now, we will answer emails, but expect a 24 to 48 hour delay sometimes because my guys just don't have the time to sit behind a computer and type in pages and pages of emails responses. So people who call, of course, get the RVs first because we do business over the phone. It may be old-fashioned, but it works. And we will answer emails, but you know, if you've got more than 1 or 2 quick questions, and we strongly ask that you call us and talk to us. Because in the 24 to 48 hours that you're waiting to receive response to the email, somebody else can scoop in, call us, and buy this unit over the phone. And all it takes is a credit card to hold this RV and put a deposit on it. And I'm telling you, folks, it happens every single day. Somebody will send an email that morning, they don't get a response back, they call late that afternoon and wonder why they hadn't got a response to the email. Then that's when we tell them it takes 24 to 48 hours because my guys are so busy. But we also tell them, well, Mr. Customer, you know, that RV sold 2 hours ago. Guy called from so-and-so and bought it and paid for it with a credit card over the phone as a deposit. So, and if they had called that morning instead of writing an email, they could have had the chance to buy it. So, and it happens, well, I'm not going to say every day, but it happens several times a week. And it's almost comical because I tell you in my videos exactly how to do it, but some people still, they just want to write emails. And nothing wrong with that. I use emails myself, folks, but in our particular situation, it just is not the most efficient way to communicate. So always call for faster response, and it gives you a shot to buy this RV, because I promise you, folks, no matter how much you love this RV and how much you want to buy it, you are by far not the only person watching this video that wants to buy this motorhome. And all it takes is somebody to call, leave a deposit, and it's theirs. And I may never have another diesel motorhome for this price, of this quality, and in this nice of condition again. Now let me show you something else too. I even turned the water heater on, because this thing's got 3/4 for take of propane. And I'm going to show you the hot water works. And obviously the water system works because I got the pump on. 97, 100 degree water heater. Obviously that works. So I'm telling you, folks, when I say this thing's ready to go, it's ready to go. I mean, you just bring me, you can call, leave a deposit, wire transfer the rest, bring a cashier's check or cash. You can drive this thing home that day. Call us, 706-965-7929. Evenings and Sundays, 423-605-6747. If you want to fly in, drive this RV home, call us ahead of time. Go ahead and get paid for, and that way we can have it ready to go for you, and you can come pick it up. We'll pick you up for free at the Chattanooga, Tennessee airport during business hours. You can drive it home to wherever you come from. This is a deal somebody's going to travel thousands of miles to buy. So I don't care how far away you live from us, this is a bargain. Don't let it get away, folks. You may never see another deal like this again. Thank you for watching. Look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.